Hey guys, Jamie at the Summer Rain channel. Welcome back. So today I'm going to show you how to make something super simple, but something super important. I'm going to show you how to make a French green clay face mask, and I'm absolutely in love with this face mask. So I wanted to make it super simple. For me, like if it's too complicated to make, I'm just not going to do it. So this recipe only has a few ingredients and you can whip it up really quickly. Now, I did make this recipe be a one-use face mask. So the reason why I do that is clay is very, very hard to preserve, right? Because it's coming from the natural earth and it's very difficult to preserve. So when you're making and using this face mask, it's really intended to be super easy. So you can just whip it up and then put the face mask on. It only takes like a minute to make. I did put the full recipe down in the description box below. I also put a link to my blog where I go a little bit more in depth about all the ingredients, why we use them, everything like that. So if you want some more information, feel free to hop over to my blog post. Without further ado, let's go ahead and make a face mask.
So here's the ingredients for a face mask. The first one that we're going to use is French green clay. Now this is really good at deep cleaning your pores. It is good at absorbing excess oils. It's good for acne and blemishes, and it's also good for removing impurities from your skin. Next, we're going to use a little bit of honey. So we use honey because it's antimicrobial and it's also a natural humectant. So what that means is it's going to draw a little bit of moisture to your skin, but it's also going to help kill the bacteria that can get in your pores and causes acne. And then we're going to use a little bit of a carrier oil. Now you can use jojoba oil, avocado oil, argan oil, grapeseed oil. There's a lot of oils to choose from. Just make sure that whatever oil you're using isn't one that's going to clog your pores. So what you want to do is go ahead and grab a little bit of warm water. So I'm talking between 3 and 6 grams of water. Remember, this is a single-use face mask, so we're not going to use a whole lot of water in this recipe. And then for the honey, what I'm going to do is I'm just kind of going to dip my spatula in here. We're not looking to put a lot of honey on here because that's going to make your face kind of sticky. We're just going to do a wee little bit. So whatever you're stirring with, just pop it in the honey, go ahead and mix it in the water. Now, warm water is where it's at because it's going to help the honey kind of dissolve in here. It's going to take just a second to get it to dissolve, but it should mix in pretty easy for you. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and we are going to start adding the French green clay into our water and our honey mixture. Now, I recommend when you're doing this, like only do a little bit of French green clay at a time. Now, the reason why I recommend this is really two things. One, we want to make sure that we're mixing it very well, so then we wind up with a very smooth and creamy product. It feels like the clay sometimes takes a little bit of time to hydrate. So when you're adding the clay in slowly and really mixing it well, it gives it time to hydrate so it's not drying out. The second reason why I do it like this is we don't want to add so much clay that our mask is too thick and then we have to add water and then we have to add more clay, and it's a never-ending cycle just trying to balance it out. So really just taking your time, adding a wee little bit of clay at a time and giving it a really good mix seems to be the best route. And you're going to want to mix this to basically the consistency that you want your final face mask to be. So, because the only thing we're going to add after this is just a wee little bit of oil just to add a little bit of moisturizing to this face mask. Next, I'm going to add just a little bit of jojoba oil. I like to put it in this dropper because we don't want to add too much oil. So if you have too much oil in your face mask, it's going to be really hard to get it to stick to your skin. And it can also break off when you're wearing it. So for this, I'm putting 2 drops of jojoba oil. So we want to add a little bit of moisturizing benefits, but nothing too crazy. And we'll just mix that all in there very well. And there is our face mask. And then what you're going to do is just go ahead and apply the face mask to your skin. As you can see, my face mask is starting to dry a little bit, up here and around most of the spots. I still have a little bit here that needs to dry. You will start to feel it like tightening up on your skin a little bit, which is completely normal. I'm gonna let this dry just a little bit more before I wash it off. Now, when I wash it off, what I do is I will take a washcloth and I will get it wet, and then I'm gonna place the wet washcloth directly on my face just to kind of rehydrate everything and make it easier to get off. Then you're gonna rinse off your mask completely. Make sure that you hydrate your face, put some lotion or something like that on, and then you are all set. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy making and using your face mask as much as I did. Bye.